Hi, everyone. It's A Ticket to Christ. Thank you for tuning back in. We're in the last in our series about ordinary, inspiring people in the Bible. We are looking at Romans chapter 16. We are doing a catch-all. There is a lot of people listed in this chapter who are just ordinary people who were inspiring. So this is the Apostle Paul commending them. He says, I commend unto you Phoebe, our sister, which is a servant of the church, which is at Centria, that ye receive her, just a minute, this is a little low, that ye receive her in the Lord as becometh saints, and that ye assist her in whatsoever business that she hath need of you, for she hath been a succorer of many, and of myself also. Greet Priscilla and Aquila, my helpers in Christ Jesus, who have for my life laid down their own necks, unto whom not only I give thanks, but also all the churches of the Gentiles. Likewise greet the church that is in their house. Salute my well-beloved Epaphras, who is the first fruits of Achaia unto Christ. Greet Mary, who bestowed much labor on us. Salute Andronicus and Junia, my kinsmen, and my fellow prisoners, who are of note among the apostles, who also were in Christ before me. Greet Amplias, my beloved in the Lord. Greet Urbane, our helper in Christ, and Stachys, my beloved. Salute Apelles, approved in Christ. Salute them which are of Aristobulus' household. Salute Herodion, my kinsman. Greet them that be of the household of Narcissus, which are in the Lord. Salute Tryphena and Tryphosa, who labor in the Lord. Salute the beloved Persis, who labored much in the Lord. Salute Rufus, chosen in the Lord, and his mother and mine, and his mother and mine. Salute Asyncritus, Phrygon, Hermes, Patrobas, Hermes, and the brethren which are with them. Salute Philologus and Julia, Nereus and his sister, and Olympus, and all the saints which are with them. Salute one another with an holy kiss. The churches of Christ salute you. This is, and there are other salutations from the person who wrote it as well at the end of the chapter. But in hearing the salutations, with him, sort of like you're saying, say hi to such and such. That's what he's saying. Tell such and such hello, or send my regards or best wishes. And you see just how their lives were lived based on what he's saying. So, for example, Phoebe, right? He talked about her as a servant of the church, which is at Centria, and ask them to receive her and to assist her in whatever she needs. It says because she has been a succorer of many, which means that she helped a lot of people, and including the Apostle Paul. And, whenever you see the Bible talks of someone as being a servant of the church, it means that that person is a leader and somebody who's doing, things for the Lord, for the God's people, sharing the gospel. At least that's my takeaway from it. That's my understanding. Maybe I'm wrong. And then, of course, Priscilla and Aquila, which we heard about yesterday, they converted. They Apollos, right, in the book of Acts, and the Apostle Paul referred to them as his helpers, and they laid down their own necks, so they risked. They went out of their way, to help Paul. So you just see just the love here, just the regard Paul had for them, but also they had for Paul, how he's speaking of them. and talking about the different disciples who helped, who worked hard, who were in jail with Paul for the gospel, who were relatives of Paul, who were, I think he even mentioned his brother, because he said in verse 13, salute Rufus, chosen in the Lord, and his mother and mine. So it makes me think, well, that's his brother, so it looks like Paul was, instrumental in impacting his family. He talks about, relatives as well. And, some of these names, it sounds like they were twins, like the one that he referred to in verse 12 as Tryphena and Tryphosa. They sound like twins, right? Who labor in the Lord. And so you're hearing him talk about them as people who labored in the Lord. They worked hard, serving, helping. And it must have been a very challenging time because this is the book of Romans, and that's in the early days when they had all of those crazy Caesars, Nero and all of these others who were persecuting the church. And so they would have had to have been very zealous and diligent, not only in sharing the gospel, but also encouraging and helping other brothers and sisters who might be getting arrested, locked up, beaten, things being taken away, who needed things. And so it was just the best of times and the worst of times. I guess the best of times in terms of spiritually, the church was on fire, probably on point. And the worst of times in terms of persecution, the level of persecution that they got. And so when you read, if you read not only the end of Romans here, and read the salutations, the greetings, the tell such and such hello, it's inspiring to see the bond, the fellowship, the unity of the body. But it's also inspiring to hear the names of the different men and women who were, zealous for the Lord, who were serving the Lord, and who had house churches. That's how they met. That's why he's saying, salute the household of Narcissus, for example, in verse 11. That's how people met back then. They met in house churches, not in congregational churches like we have now. But all other salutations throughout the epistles, you'll see Paul mentioning others, and those are encouraging as well. So that's it from me, beloved, on the ordinary inspiring people in the Bible. It's more ordinary people who worship the Lord than extraordinary people. And so it's just comforting and encouraging to have these examples to show you that, we have commonality with our fellow brothers and sisters from the first century who walked out the walk that we're trying to walk now, and did so to the glory of God, ran their race and finished it. And so similarly, we here in end times need to have that same heart, that same reputation, and just really love for one another, and love, of course, for the Lord our God. So beloved, we're going to start on another series tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed this one, and that you'll enjoy the one that we start on tomorrow as well. Have a great day. Take care.